Hi, welcome to my studio. My name is Elena and I'm an artist. If you have some time, stay with me a while and we can walk through and talk about all the magic that happens right here in my studio. I currently live in Cyprus. I was born in South Africa a few decades ago. And growing up, there was always the sense of displacement, topophilia, the feeling of being lost and then being found. Both my parents are refugees and they moved to South Africa after the war for a better life. The war of 1974 in Cyprus divided the island in two, and my parents, being refugees, had lost their homes and my mother even lost her father. So there was always this sense of displacement, rerouting oneself within a foreign country, started internal conversations about identity and the complexities of human relationships. These themes resonate within my work, especially in paintings like Abstract Odyssey. The painting's division of a dominant shape into two distinct sections, one immersed in deep blue hues and the other in warm browns, mirrors the experience of separation and the search for connection. This interplay of colors and textures evokes a sense of both loss and the enduring strength of the human spirit, reflecting the resilience of my parents and the enduring impact of their journey. The process of abstraction through art allows for the deconstruction and reassembly to mirror the experience of displacement. The focus on form and color allows for a subjective interpretation, much like the construction of one's own identity within a new cultural context. These themes are a constant and ongoing dialogue within my work, reflecting the profound impact of my personal history and the complexity of the human experience. You'll be surprised to know that my first degree is not in art. It's in business. And I can honestly say that this has only enriched my artistic practice. It is something you can actually see within my work. You can see the tug between the more controlling, goal-orientated individual in contrast to the free-flowing, carefree artist within me. My greatest influences undoubtedly are artists like Helen Frankenthaler, Joan Mitchell, and of course C.Y. Twombly. They have captivated me with their focus on the act of painting itself, the flow of color, the interplay of physical gesture and form. Frankenthaler's innovative use of the stain technique, where paint is poured directly onto unprimed canvas, deeply resonates with me. It emphasizes the importance of letting go of control and allowing the materials to guide the process. Mitchell does this too, with her bold use of color and exploration of light. They have profoundly influenced my own color palette and approach to creating depth and dimension. Twombly, with his gestural lines and lyrical inscriptions, has inspired me to incorporate elements of drawing and mark making into my own work. His work demonstrates how simple marks can convey profound emotions and evoke powerful narratives. Right now, I'm deeply immersed in abstract art. I'm focusing on creating layered compositions with a limited color palette. I'm drawn to shades of blue and brown, ochre, often set against a backdrop of black and white checkers. This framework provides a fascinating challenge. The interplay between the organic, flowing forms of my paintings and the rigid geometry of the checkboard creates a dynamic tension, much like the business and art within me. The limited color palette forces me to focus on subtle nuances of shade and tone, allowing me to explore the expressive potential of color within a constrained framework. I have been often asked what the biggest challenge of being an artist is. I have to say that it's several factors. One is the art market, which can be very unpredictable and challenging to navigate. Building a successful career as an artist requires a significant amount of time, effort, networking, and there's absolutely no guarantee of financial success. Artists also have to self-promote and market themselves. We have to wear many hats, including that of a marketer and a business person. It can be daunting at times as it requires skills in areas like social media, networking, and building an online presence. Years now, I would tell my younger self, if I had the chance, to trust the process and let go. I know it's easier said than done, but looking back, I've learned so much from embracing the unexpected and allowing my artistic journey to unfold organically. Here is why this advice is so important. You get to embrace the unknown. You know, the creative process is unpredictable. There are times of doubt, frustration, failure, but all these negative experiences are parts of the journey. Trust your instincts and experiment. Don't be afraid to take risks, I would say. And having studied business, I would tell myself to let go of control. Sometimes the most beautiful and unexpected results happen when we let go of our preconceived notions and allow the art to take its own shape, embrace the intuitive and embrace the unexpected. Having said all that, and following a recipe doesn't mean that the outcome will be satisfactory. But we also need to focus on the process. It's easy to get caught up in the desire for external validation or the pressure to create a masterpiece. However, the true joy lies in the process itself, the act of creating, experimenting, and discovering. Ultimately, I think as an artist, the most important thing is to stay true to oneself and one's vision. We artists need to learn to trust our instinct, embrace the journey, and enjoy the ride. I've been asked if I've ever tried any unconventional mediums or techniques. I have a funny story to tell. During the height of COVID-19, the pandemic that shook the whole world, access to traditional art supplies was very limited, and I found myself drawn to unconventional materials. So I began experimenting with jelly. I was fascinated by its vibrant, almost translucent quality, the way its color shifted depending on the light, its delicate texture, its ephemeral nature. The fact that it requires constant refrigerating to maintain its form, it deeply resonated with me. I even attempted to create a sculpture using jelly, though working with its delicate and wobbly nature proved to be quite challenging. Nonetheless, it was fascinating and rewarding as an experience. It challenged my notions about what actually is art, and it pushed me to think outside the box. I find that my creative process is actually a bit of a ritual. As soon as I walk into the studio, I need to tie my hair up, put an apron on, brew some hot coffee. And all these help to signal to my mind that it's time to shift gears and enter a creative state. Another thing I like to do is have some background noise. It could be a podcast, it could be music, or it could be just simple white noise. It seems to create a gentle hum in the background, allowing my mind to wander and make unexpected connections. While I'm still quite focused, actually, it's a bit like creating a soundscape that complements the internal dialogue I'm having with myself at work. A few months ago, I had an exhibition, a solo one. And in one of the mornings that I was visiting the gallery there, I had a very interesting conversation with one of the ladies that came to meet me. It was very rewarding to talk to her because she told me that every time she looked at one of my paintings, she could hear music. It resonated deeply with me. My goal is to create artwork that goes beyond visual aesthetics and invokes an emotional and sensory experience in the viewer. To hear that my work had the power to translate into another form of artwork, to evoke a sense of sound and rhythm, was incredibly validating and inspiring. I hope that my paintings evoke a sense of wonder and introspection in viewers. I want them to pause, to feel something, and to perhaps even be transported to another place or time. Whether it's a feeling of joy, melancholy, or simply a sense of peace, I hope my work sparks a dialogue within the viewer, prompting them to reflect on their own experiences and emotions. Thank you for spending some time with me in the studio today. It was a pleasure to have you. Maybe we can meet somewhere, perhaps social media. See you there.